Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of June 2025. I am Lengton Manaka, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Lack of resources as Gukurahundi community outreach program is postponed again. Too little, too late as government plot ban on lithium concentrate export in 2027. Honorable Murombezi speaks on Parks and Wildlife Amendment Bill progress. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. The Gukurahundi community outreach program set to begin on June 16 has been postponed due to lack of resources. President of the National Council of Chiefs, Chief Mutwane Kumale, confirmed that the hearings will not commence on June 16 due to the unavailability of adequate resources. He said, quote, June 16 was a proposed date, but unfortunately, the hearings will not be starting on that day. Once everything is in order, we will advise, unquote. The outreach hearings aimed at providing a platform for survivors and victims of the Gukurahundi genocide will be overseen by a 14-member panel led by traditional leaders tasked with collecting testimonies from the affected communities in Matebeleland. Mbuso Fuzwayo, Secretary General of Imbetsu Likazulu, an organization advocating for justice and closure for Gukurahundi genocide victims, shared his thoughts on this recent delay in their pursuit.
Well, it's so disappointing that the government will be telling victims that they are starting a program, raise hopes of the people of an emotional subject when it's clear they are not serious. It then tells you that they don't take the feelings of the victims serious. It's so disappointing. It is sad because this program was started in 2019 and the official launch was done 24 July last year, 2024. And if it's now a full cycle, it's a year. And now they are postponing. We are not being told when it is going to commence. When you have got people who are all over the world, in all corners of the world, who must go and participate. They need to prepare a plan. Now that they are postponing without giving a definite date when it is commencing, it then tells you that they are not serious, they are not committed. We have been asking for legislation. They were supposed, if they were serious, they were supposed to make it a clear program, processes, how much has been budgeted when it is commencing. But because it's a program where it's more like somebody is doing people a favor. But I can safely say it's clear that it shows that there is no respect to survivors, to the victims, and to the nation, because Gukurahundi is a national problem. It's a national crisis, and if we were serious in building a nation, reconciliation, we're supposed to take this program serious. We're supposed to take this program serious. And the other thing, it then tells you that they don't even respect the traditional leaders. Because how do you say chiefs must go to communities, tell people about a program that it is commencing on this particular day because they've done sensationalization activities where they were telling people that the program is starting on the 16th. So this government, we can safely say it has made chiefs in their constituencies appear like liars. People who are confused, who are playing with their emotions. So I think this government does not respect the citizens. It doesn't respect the victims. It doesn't respect the traditional leadership. It even doesn't either respect itself.
The government yesterday said they will impose a ban on lithium concentrate export effective from January 2027. However, Center for Natural Resources Governance CNRG Director Farai Magu said by that year 90% of the country's lithium will be in China due to the ongoing looting. We spoke to the GNRG spokesperson Donald Nyarota to give us more details on this concerning matter.
As the Center for Natural Resource Governance, we are deeply concerned about the ongoing exploitation of Zimbabwe's lithium resources, which undermines the national economic sovereignty and community well-being. And as we are acknowledging the announcement that was made by the Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, Minister Winston Chitando, that there's going to be a ban on lithium ore exports, or lithium concentrate, by January 2027. We want to say that this is an urgent reform that is going to be delayed into irrelevance. We are stressing that the ban should be with the immediate effect to prevent further natural capital depletion from unchecked lithium exploitation, which has actually devastating socio-economic and environmental implications. And we are risking the wealth that we have to be squandered is unchecked exports, weak regulation, opaque deals, smuggling, all undermine the potential of the industrial transformation that is could be found through our lithium. So while we accept value addition and beneficiation, we want to say that the issue here is that this timeline is going to be a little too late. We have seen that there are reports that there is rampant smuggling through Nyamapanda border post, Bed Bridge, even in Mutare at the border post there. There is smuggling of the resource. And we have also noted that there is also a monopoly by Chinese investors in the lithium sector. But this is despite that there are concerns around poor governance, including labor right abuses, environmental degradation, and unfair community displacement in areas where there is lithium mining. And these areas have really been turned into sacrifice zones. We talk of Gormonzi, Buhera, Mutoko, Bikita. These residents that reside there, community members, are facing, water depletion, environmental degradation. There's displacement and increased social conflict. So as CNRG, we are saying that there is need to impose with immediate effect a moratorium on lithium concentrate exports and conduct an audit of mining operations to ensure that they comply with our environmental and social and tax regulation. We also want that there should be an acceleration in terms of the enforcement of value addition and beneficiation policies. 2027 is just too distant, given the pace of extraction and the price volatility of lithium on the global market. We could be losing our comparative advantage as a country. We also are calling for maybe the finalization of the amendment of the Mines and Minerals Act to provide a clear and comprehensive regulatory framework, ensuring that there's transparency and accountability in the country's mineral resource sector. And of course, most importantly, because we are pushing for dignity for communities in extractive areas, we are saying that communities should be protected by enforcement of human rights due diligence, fair compensation.
Meanwhile, opposition official Stephen Sarkozy Chuma echoed the Center for Natural Resources Governance sentiments and called for banning of export of all raw minerals. Chuma said,
Yes, we heard that the government said they want to ban the selling of concentrate lithium starting 1 January 2027. But this is a clear warning to the Chinese who are currently looting, so that they increase their pace of looting in the next 2 years. Because we've been saying this long time ago when President Nelson Chamisa in his 2018 election manifesto, he was very clear that you need to do value addition to our minerals. But ZANU-PF deliberately turned their deaf ear because they wanted to loot. Now that they've looted to all the lithium and to all other important minerals,
They are now talking about value addition in 2027. Why not now? Because clearly they want to continue stealing at the expense of ordinary citizens of Zimbabwe.
Mashonaland West Women Proportional Representation MP Honorable Musamu Rwembedzi, who has been vocal about the need to address human-wildlife conflict, has welcomed the debate about the Parks and Wildlife Amendment Bill in Parliament. Honorable Murombedzi said the bill must save frontline communities that are at the heart of conservation. She also said the bill must outlaw mining in conservation areas. Honorable Murombedzi said,
Indeed, today I'm speaking to you on an issue that has long haunted our rural communities, the escalating human-wildlife and conflict, and the urgent need for a law that truly protects both our people and our natural heritage. We welcome the current debate in Parliament on the Parks and Wildlife Amendment Bill, and this is not just another legislative process for those people living in places like Kariba, Cholocho, Hurungwe, Binga. This bill is about survival. It is about the right to walk to school without fear of elephants. It is about farmers being able to harvest their crops without elephants raiding their gardens or raiding their fields. And this bill must save these frontline communities, those who for decades have been forced to coexist with wildlife with little or no support, no compensation, and no voice. Conservation cannot succeed if the people living closest to wildlife are left out or left behind. And I've made it clear in my submissions in Parliament that this law must go further. We must outlaw mining in protected areas. We have seen the environmental destruction caused by mining in Wange and many other sensitive ecosystems. Allowing mining in our parks is like setting fire to our own future. Once we lose these ecosystems, we lose our biodiversity, we lose our tourism potential, and ultimately we lose our national pride. Wildlife is a national treasure, but human lives and livelihoods must come first. Therefore, this bill must strike the right balance. Stronger anti-poaching measures, real community benefit sharing, proper conflict mitigation, and an absolute ban on mining in conservation areas. And to all those communities that have suffered in silence because of wildlife is invading their homes, destroying their crops, or taking loved ones, this bill must speak for you.
Popular opposition activist Mazibabave Shanduko, whose real name is Godfrey Karembera, said he is disappointed that more than a month after his rural home was petrol-bombed, no arrests have been made. He said the police are also yet to update him on the progress of their investigations. Let's hear him speaking.
Makadi vana veZimbabwe kumatima nenyika nevari diaspora makadi henyu. Vana veZimbabwe ndiri kubatikana, ndiri kurwadziwa. Kubvira musha wangu wapiswa, ndifunga patori ne more than a month musha wangu wapiswa. Asi zvekuraidza kuti mapurisa vana kana hanya kana kutondibatsirawo kuti vabate nharadada idzi dzakaita kupisa musha wangu idzi. Vamwe vacho vanotoraidza vanotozikanwa kuti ndivo vakaita mhosva iyoyo, asina nhasi hapana kana mumwe chete atasungwa. Zvinhu zvinondirwadza ende zviri kutorairidza kuti mapurisa havana kana hanya nekupiswa kwakaitwawo musha wangu. Havana kana hanya kana kundibatsirawo kuti semwana wemuZimbabwe ndine kodzero dzangu dzokuti ndibatsirwe nemapurisa panhau iyoyi. Havana kana hanya ende havana kubvira mashure uku kwakatomboitika dzimwe nyaya dzekupondwa kwandikaitwa nemapurisa nemasiyawo ndichinzi ndapfeka rigariya yeyero. Ndakapondwa, ndikarohwa, ndikavaripotera nyaya yangu nanhasi iri kungotsikwa futi. So zvikutoburitsa pachena kuti mapurisa vane chokuita panhau iyoyi. Ende inini izvo zvinongondibata kuti mhosva yandinopirwa yokusapota President Advocate Nelson Chamisa neopposition inotori mhosva muZimbabwe. Saka zvinhu zviri kutondirwadza kuti that's why muri kuona nyaya dzangu dzichitsikwa inhau yekuti kusapota President Chamisa neopposition. Dai pasina izvozvo nyaya dzangu dzingadai dzichiitwa nemwero kwawo. But iyoyo mhosva yekusapota president Chamisa neopposition ndo yandiri kufira. So vana veZimbabwe zvinhu zviri kundibata, zvinhu zviri kundirwadza. Ndiri mwana wemuZimbabwe, handisi mubwidi kaini, handisi muMoskeni kaini, ndiri muZimbabwe nakakwana. Anofanira kubatwawo mune zvakanaka, anofanira kubatwawo nekodzero dzake. So zvinhu zviri kundirwadza vana veZimbabwe, zvinhu zviri kundibata. Ndinoda kutendera vana veZimbabwe kwamuri kwose kumatima nenyika neminamato yamuri kutipa nesapoti yamunotipa. So ndoda kukutendai. Thank you very much.
The People's President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has regained control of his X account, formerly Twitter. In a statement posted on his other social platforms, Advocate Chamisa said he is happy to have regained control of his account and assured the nation that mechanisms have been put in place to make sure such an incident do not reoccur. Advocate Chamisa is Zimbabwe's most popular politician and commands a huge following on social media. Former Mount Pleasant Member of Parliament Fadzai Mahere has said Gio Pomona has no legal basis to directly engage with residents over waste management. She said this after Gio Pomona announced that they will be collecting refuse on homes of residents. Mahere said it is the city of Harare that must deal with residents directly. Gio Pomona is facing a backlash from residents over an unpopular $160 million United States deal to collect refuse. Opposition youth official Tapiwa Nashe Chorua has said 90% of roads in most urban cities and towns need rehabilitation. Chorua said the government has been playing lip service on a road rehabilitation program without doing much in reality. He said the central government must remit money to local municipalities in time for them to repair roads. He said,
Seve chidiki vagari vemuno muZimbabwe tiri kuona kuti hurumende yedu iri kutiregerera panyaya yemigwagwa, especially migwagwa yemumadhorobha anosanganisira Chitungwiza, Ruwa, Norton nemuHarare. Tiri kuona kuti migwagwa haichafambika. Almost 90% yemigwagwa yemunyika muno haichafambika. Izvi zvinoita kuti mamotarist emuno munyika ajurirwe pamasevhisi vachigara vachitenga mashoko edzimotokari. So we think kuti hurumende yedu inofanira kukurumidza kurilisa mari ichienda kumakanzuru edu kuti rodi dzigadzirwe nenguva.
United States President Donald Trump is under fire for sending in the army to Los Angeles to try to stop protests that are currently taking place in that area. The protests have been going on for days by citizens who say Trump's anti-immigration team called ICE is detaining and splitting families of those deemed illegal immigrants. Critics and lawmakers say Trump sending in the army is illegal and unconstitutional and are calling for his impeachment. Meanwhile, protests are spreading throughout the country, with New York the latest to see citizens taking to the streets. Let's take a look at our sports news. Zimbabwe senior men's national soccer team, the Warriors, yesterday played a 1-1 draw against Niger in a friendly match in Casablanca. Defender Gerald Takwara gave the Warriors the lead in the 9th minute, but Niger equalized from the spot in the 71st minute. Meanwhile, in South Africa, Warriors developmental side tried Mozambique 3-1, but bowled off Kosafa because of an inferior goal difference to South Africa. Senegal last night became the first African team to beat England after defeating them 3-1 in an international friendly match played in Nottingham. England captain Harry Kane opened the scoring, but the Lions of Teranga rolled back through goals from Ismaila Sarr, Diarra and Sabali. The loss was Thomas Tuchel's first loss as England coach in 4 matches. To conclude our Citizens Movement radio news, here are the headlines once more. Lack of resources as Gukurahundi community outreach program is postponed again. Too little, too late as government plot ban on lithium concentrate export in 2027. Honorable Muruambezi speaks on Parks and Wildlife Amendment Bill progress.